Yes, right.
Let's not.
It's more like how only dogs can hear me.
Right, everyone's dog is now active at the TV. Which,
Her?
oh boy.
All right, so
Yeah.
lake effect rain and snow, you were saying.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
But you and I both drove in it on the way
Right.
here, and visibility came down.
Yeah.
It gets messy outside. Foggy as well, but not a big deal in the scheme of things. And this is all going to dry up tonight. We should have a little bit of sunshine tomorrow, so that'll make up for that. But another bigger system that we're watching later this week. So let's get to the details on that in just a second. We're in the 30s right now, so anything coming down, we've had a little drizzle mixed in as well. But anything coming down is melting on, surfaces, all sorts of stuff like that. We're not in the 20s or teens, so we're not dealing with the frigid, cold, icy conditions that we could be this time of year. Wind is relatively light. It's out of the north. And so your wind chills aren't much cooler than that. We're talking 20s. This is very standard for January. Not a bad Saturday night for you. So where do we go from here? Well, we'll fall back into the 20s tonight. Reason why we get colder tonight than previous nights, we are expecting some clearing from the north. It's been stubborn with these lake effect clouds, but we do have some drier air working in. So any of this leftover lake effect activity you see here should come to an end here as we go over the next couple hours. And you can see how this main little band here is starting to push down to the south, now getting into the Hudson area. Stowe seeing some snow that stretches back over towards Elyria and Strongsville right now. And again, all pushing down towards the south away from the lake. It's the last dying breath of this storm system. This is the same one that produced the heavy rain earlier this week with that big warm up. This is the lingering low pressure part of it. You can see all the clouds across the Great Lakes, pretty stubborn. This is our next system though. This won't do much for us locally tomorrow. The models have been fluctuating all over the place on this, but I do think we see a little bit of snow, especially in our southern communities late tomorrow. So let's look at it on the map form here, your National Design hour by hour forecast tomorrow morning. Still some stubborn clouds around. We're in the 20s. Notice how as we go throughout the afternoon and as we get into the evening hours, we do have some sun peaks in there. High temperatures tomorrow, upper 30s to near 40 degrees, so a little warmer than today. But as we get into tomorrow evening, there's the northern end of that system that'll be passing down towards Tennessee. Perhaps some brief snow in our southern counties as that heads east. Otherwise, we're dry and temperatures generally in the 30s tomorrow evening as well. Where do we go from there? Well, the West has been so active. You've heard about it all week. California just getting railed. They've had power outages, 80, 90, even 100-mile-per-hour winds with the last storm system. This is yet another storm system coming in. You look at over the last 48 hours, they've just gotten lots of rain. This is their rainy season, but they are just getting battered. And watch what happens this week. One system here, another one with very heavy rain and wind Monday, Tuesday, and yet another one comes in here later next week. For us locally, what do we get off of this? Well, we haven't seen much. Everything goes up into Canada. But later this week, there's a piece of energy that's going to come out into the Rockies Wednesday, Thursday. That will form a storm system in the Southern Plains Thursday, Friday. So this is really our next weather system that we're going to be watching. It will be all rain, at least initially, but as colder air wraps in from Canada on the backside, we'll likely go from rain sometime Thursday or Friday over to snow sometime Friday into Saturday. And that could cause some brief problems around here. In terms of snowfall, we're not expecting a lot, but this is still pretty early on this. Some of the models develop a pretty strong nor'easter that would keep that snow coming, but this is certainly going to be a system to watch that we'll be watching all week, tracking the timing and the strength of that storm. And again, time frame on this is Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Union Home Mortgage 7-day forecast. Look at the climb and temps, so we're talking 40s this week. This is typically coldest time of the season until that system hits later next week.